Hey guys, this driving in the South is going to be slightly different, as you can see, because I am with Austin today. This is kind of a neat thing because we are driving to his parents' house. He actually is moved in here in North Carolina, so we'll have another kind of house update with more details on that soon. But until then, I thought it would be kind of neat to just take some time and talk about our thoughts and feelings about the house and kind of what we've got planned for the future and how things are going. So Austin got moved in actually on our birthday. We had that really neat gig over in Cullowhee, and so I wasn't actually able to be there and help, but his parents come up and got them all moved in. So he's been there for, I don't know, 2 weeks, a week
2 weeks now
at this point.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the house?
I'm happy about it. I'm very happy with the house. It's now that everything's in there, it's nice and homey. It seems weird when it's empty, but now that everything's in there, good to go. And a lot quieter than Buford, Georgia's Metro Atlanta. So there's always noise, road noise, just construction, all kind of stuff. And here there's absolutely none at all. So it's just a little bit weird for me. It's taken a little bit of getting used to, but I'm getting there.
Do you feel like you like that better overall? Like you sleep better, or is it kind of like, oh, this is weird, I'd rather have noise?
It's kind of a little bit of both. It's I feel like over time I definitely will like it, but it's just taking some getting used to.
Yeah. And it's funny because growing up where I grew up, I would say the direct opposite, that being somewhere where there's noise and light is like disturbing to me, just because it's hard to sleep, and it seems, I guess what I'm trying to say is I kind of associate safety with, the pitch black dark and the quiet, and that's what kind of feels safe to me.
Right.
So I think that's kind of funny. It just all depends on what you get used to. Humans are definitely creatures of habit.
Yeah, no doubt. And like I said, I'm sure I will get used to it.
Oh yeah, it's it is different living somewhere small. Katie and I have never lived anywhere else but here, but I have to remember, that seems really normal to me, but living in a small town is not necessarily the norm. It does feel surreal. All this seems to have happened so fast. Even thinking back to when we first met, 3 years ago, but even just from when we, bought the house, when in May it was like, okay, we're gonna put an offer in on this house. The house kind of come up out of nowhere, even though we were looking, and now here we are, October, and you're moved in.
Right. Yeah, it is. It seems like it's happened. In one way, it seems like it's been slow rolling, but at the same time, like you said, it seems like from the time we put an offer in to now, it seems like it's been almost no time at all.
Yeah, it's strange. I had no idea what went into buying a house. I think I've said this before, maybe on another video, but I just kind of assumed, you put in an offer, it goes through some paperwork, some time, and then they're like, okay, the house is yours.
Yeah, it's more than you think.
It's a lot more than you think. I just had no idea. It's a lot of waiting game, a lot of inspection, kind of biting your nails until it goes through. That was definitely an interesting process, but now that it's ours, I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And like Austin said, it is kind of strange when it's empty, but now it's looking pretty homey, so I'll be excited to show you guys the next video of how it's looking. Was it hard moving everything in the house with the stairs and whatnot?
Actually, for the most part, no. So most of the big stuff just stayed on the main level. So it was easy to just kind of go around to the screen door, or the sliding glass door rather, and just go straight in with it. So really, just a couple of things were difficult. Getting the mattress upstairs wasn't too fun. And then that Pepsi machine that we put up on the top deck, that had the potential to go south pretty quick.
Yeah.
But we got it.
That's a really neat vintage Pepsi machine, so future plans? I mean, I know I can think of a few things like left that you want to do to the house. I mean, you haven't been in it long, so you'll find more, you know, as we go along. But is there anything that you can think of, like, yeah, I want to do this?
Well, just some small things here and there. I'd like just like a small little storage shed to go under the deck outside to put, like, you know, weed eater, leaf blower, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'd also like a big, not necessarily big, but decent sized little standalone freezer.
That'd be good.
And we need to do, not really need, but want to do extra parking, because there's 4 spaces right now, and it's manageable, but it's not ideal because the street that we're on, it's kind of difficult to get in and out the way it's set up right now. Other than that, there's not a whole lot. Maybe French drain in the front.
Yeah, that would be good.
We got a negative slope right there. But
that would be nice too. Yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, those are some main things that I can think of. And then maybe also, this is just kind of cosmetic, but just the bathroom upstairs, eventually taking out the wallpaper.
Yeah, that too.
But that's, you know, not
that
like,
wallpaper is ugly.
yeah, it's not super great. You know, and in the kitchen too, we do want to eventually kind of change the red cabinets. I will say though, now that we have everything in there, you know, you really don't notice the red cabinets as much.
Yeah, you know, I was surprised by that too. I thought, man, we're just gonna hate these.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you said, once everything's in, not really all that bad.
No, I don't even feel like I notice it. So, you know, someday in the future, but I don't really feel like that's super high priority.
I can wait for a while at least.
Yeah. One thing I definitely want to do at some point is kind of work on the yard. We kind of hit it right kind of when summer was beginning, and then by the time, you know, we got moved, or Austin got moved in, it's kind of too late. But there's lots of fun things we could do with the yard. The yard's not very big and it's kind of sloped, but I would love to like get some kind of raised or terraced beds.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Even if you had like some terraced beds with like maybe some steps going between them. I mean, I'm just kind of dreaming big here, but I think that would be
definitely do. I think.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. To where we could grow some food, grow some flowers. I'd really like to do that.
And we got some spots on either side of the house that would be good.
We do, which is nice. And then we also have some blueberry bushes, which are nice. They're already pretty established, so I definitely want to kind of at least make a little, like put maybe a little fence or even just rocks kind of outlining that and get that mulched real good just to take care of those.
Yep.
We also just want to say a huge thank you to all the people who have sent us stuff for the house. That is just the sweetest thing. We really want to thank you guys for that. That's so nice. And as we're just getting started out and we need those things, and those are things, you know, that we'll treasure forever since they come from you guys, our awesome viewers. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. I mean, between Corey's family, my family, I mean, pretty much all of the furniture, for the most part, is stuff from my parents' house. And, you know, between her family, my family, and you guys, you know, we were pretty much set. And we appreciate that quite a bit, especially from you guys who don't even know us, you know, in person, you know. It's kind of amazing that you guys would send us stuff like that. So we really appreciate that.
We're passing the place where me and Austin first ate. That's cool.
That's right. It's not the same place anymore.
No, it's not. It's changed.
It used to be an Armadillo Cafe.
You know, armadillos are starting to make their way here.
Oh, listen, when I was hunting with Brian last weekend, he came within 5 feet of an armadillo. And he didn't notice me until I came right up on him, and he just scurried right off.
Oh, man.
Would you go straight or turn?
I'd go straight. You could go either way, but I'd go straight. This is interesting too. Fast food.
Burger King.
Oh,
It always
yeah.
smells good, but it tastes like garbage.
Yeah, not super good. This is interesting too because we're going a different way. So where the house is located, it's faster to kind of go this way. I mean, there's actually several ways that you could go to Buford. I go the same way every time, but this is the other way. So that's kind of interesting, but I usually don't go this way because I get car sick, and either way you go, you have to go over a curvy mountain. This mountain is worse, so
A little bit.
not really looking forward to that. I'm hoping I won't get too car sick. Another thing that comes to mind that's kind of funny, this morning was talking to Katie and Mom, and they were actually in my room. Katie's computer kind of bit the dust, and the little thing that we used to ship stuff with is now in my room, hooked up to my computer, so we were all in there. And then Mom's asking me about my bookshelves in my room, and I'm like, there's nowhere to put them in the house, I'm sorry, they'll just have to stay here. And she's already kind of deemed my room for her office, because that's what it was years ago. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then she's like, well, when you get this stuff out of here, I can use these shelves. And I'm like, Mom! But it's funny. I mean, it's something to be thinking about that's going to happen sooner than later. And it's exciting, and I'm super excited and feel so blessed that we have this nice house. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, wow, you know, which I know you feel that way because you are moved in. I mean, you're not with your folks anymore.
No, it is. It takes some getting used to, and I'm not used to it yet. So.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, and we're both really blessed that we're both really close to our family, really close to our family. Yeah,
Absolutely. I couldn't have asked for better parents, and you know, if they had it their way, you know, I'd be staying forever.
Yeah.
So I was definitely blessed to be able to have parents that are willing to help me get my feet under me.
And it's my secret hope that they move here someday.
I would love that.
I do think maybe that could happen at some point in the future, but the good thing is I mean, at this point we're only 2 hours away from them, so it's not too far, which is really nice.
No, not terrible.
No, so you know, at least it's not on the other side of the country or something like that.
Right.
So that's nice. That was kind of funny though, her like, well, what are you gonna do with these bookshelves?
Yeah.
But that'll be good. I mean, that'll be space for her. She'll have a better office. She gave up that room when me and Katie were maybe 16 or so that I could move into that room, and then her office got reduced to a very small desk in her bedroom, so that'll be nice for her to get her space back. And thinking about the future, a lot of you guys have asked about wedding date, wedding plans, and we're just not really sure. We're trying.
We don't know.
Yeah, we really don't know. We're trying to come up with what we want to do. You know, I never really thought about, I guess when you're a kid, you just think, oh yeah, someday I'll have a wedding, and there's a lot that goes into it, and I also didn't realize that, so we're still trying to figure that out.
Yep. But we'll get it figured out, and we'll let y'all know.
Yeah, we'll let you know what we end up doing. So we are headed up the mountain. It is really pretty, so I thought I would try to take a little bit of video and show you guys. The leaves are actually changing here quite fast, and the mountains are just really pretty. Sorry, the camera doesn't seem to want to focus that well, probably because there's rain on the windshield, but it is really pretty. You can see though, guys, these curves are just switchbacks basically. If the camera will focus. I love these old roads like this though, that are just kind of where the trees kind of come over. Feel like you're driving in like a little tunnel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these tires roar pretty bad.
Yeah,
I just
they are.
forgot about that until
They're
now.
mud tires. They do make a good bit of noise.
So sorry. You know, I forgot this was there. I've been there before.
I didn't know that.
I went there in college, and I'm kind of forgetting the name of it. Yeah, it's like it's a place for the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachian Trail goes through here, but we went there. It's like kind of a hiking store, and It's a neat place. I had forgot that it was up here. It's been a long time since I've been this way, and I just didn't. I mean, they're just hairpin. Crazy.
See where some people messed up right there.
Yeah, I mean, this would be the road to do it. You got to be real careful. There's a little stream right there. I don't know. You guys will be able to see that. That's pretty.
Little wall right there too.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me, well, at least with the streams of Nantahala going to the gorge, it's like that too. There's lots of streams like that coming off down the mountain. It's beautiful. And then when it's cold, you go through there in the winter, and sometimes they're frozen, and it's even prettier.
Sometimes if I'm really in a hurry, which I never really am, but being behind these trucks on these roads is a nuisance, but sometimes it's kind of nice because you don't feel like you have to go fast.
Yeah, you can just take your time and take it easy, and you can still see some of it and see the sun shining. It's a neat little bridge there. That mountain view is so pretty. Even with the clouds hanging down, still pretty.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. This
Not
is
the real one.
not the real one. That's right. This is just so strange because all the 3 years that we've been together, it's been me coming this way or him going back the other way, and we've never been able to ride together.
Nope.
And this is just kind of strange. I'm like, in my mind, I'm used to thinking, yep, I drive this to go see Austin,
Right.
but yet Austin is with me right now.
Yep. It is a little odd.
It's just kind of funny. It's really,
nice, though.
it is. It's really nice because Austin can drive and I can just sit here.
Well, it's nice to have company on the drive for once too.
It is, yeah. I'll be honest, like I'm a weenie. After about 2 hours, I'm ready to cry. I want out of the car. Austin, on the other hand, though, since he kind of travels for a living, it's nothing for him to drive 4, 6, 8 hours.
8's pushing the limit of what I'm willing to do in one day, but 2 hours, no big deal.
2 hours to me, and probably though because growing up, it's not like Katie and I mean, as a family, we really didn't travel that much. Like, we would go to Dad's family's house, and that was 2 hours exactly, on out in the state of North Carolina, and that was kind of a big deal to us, but that also felt like a really big trip. So 2 hours was like, oh man, that's a long time. You know, and now I realize 2 hours is nothing, but
Well, it's all about perspective too, you know.
yeah.
I've kind of traveled my whole life, so I'm just used to it, you know.
Right.
And especially with the job now, traveling as much as I do, it's not really much of a big deal.
Yeah, it is just kind of what you get used to. I'm a homebody.
Yeah, but like I was going to say, if you've never done it, it is a big deal.
Yeah. Somewhere down here, right here close, is the Cabbage Patch Babies thing.
We passed that already.
Yeah. We went to that when we were kids. I don't know if anyone else had the Cabbage Patch baby dolls, drop us a comment because I want to know. But it's like they have their little nursery thing there. I mean, it's just for kids.
I had no idea that even existed.
Oh yeah. There's this big rocking chair back there, and we're both like, we don't know why it's there.
Yeah, it's just there's no sign, anything, there's no name of any business. It's just a big old rocking chair that somebody sat on the corner over there.
You need a ladder to get in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, 8 feet tall.
Pretty much. Alright guys, in just a second there's going to be a gigantic cow that comes into view that I wanted to show you guys. There's a little ice cream place right here, and this cow is kind of funny. There's the big cow.
And the little cows.
And the little cows, the real cows.
When I first started coming to you, that's one of the landmarks I had in my mind. I'm like, alright, going the right way still.
Oh. So Austin is actually talking about cars, but it's funny, I was going to say the same thing about the cow. When I first started coming and I was still unsure, that cow let me know that the turnoff to go to, my next turnoff was right here close. Yeah, that was my landmark, the big cow. It was hard in the beginning trying to figure out, like, kind of how to get down here. I counted it up one time and there's like 16 turns from my
That's
house
a
to
lot,
his.
yeah.
Some of it, the drive is like slightly convoluted. Austin actually took me a slightly better way this time, but there's a lot of turns, and in the beginning it was a lot to keep straight.
We're actually about to come up on one of the kind of complicated parts. Not really complicated, just like the first ever 5-way stop I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this 5-way stop is ridiculous. Yeah, I've never seen a 5-way stop. A 4-way stop is enough, but this is a 5-way stop.
Yeah.
And when the first time I come this way, you don't go straight. You veer to the right, but there's 2 rights.
Yeah.
There's like an immediate right and then another right, and I almost went straight the first time I come this way, and then I was like, oh, no, it's one of the rights. Which one is it? I always thought this was kind of pretty here. The water.
It is. It's pretty muddy water.
It is. It's kind of nasty looking, just to be completely honest, but I always thought it was pretty.
So we're actually going to be house sitting this weekend.
As part of the house sitting, we are going to take care of the dog.
Yes, the crazy dog.
Do you have anything to say about Grace?
The best thing you can say about her is that she's equal parts sweet and equal parts Tasmanian devil.
She is. She's pretty cute though.
She's very cute.
She's a lot of personality.
Yeah, the most of any dog I've ever known.
This last leg of the journey here, the last road really that takes us straight there, is a big highway, and this is probably still the biggest highway that I've drove. And so when I first met Austin and started coming down here, it was very intimidating, and I didn't really know what the road would be like until I got on it, and then I was like, the roads at home are just so small, and this is just a 2-lane road. I mean, it's 2 lanes this side, 2 lanes the other side, but the speed limit is like 60 and 70, but people really go like 80 to 100, and if you don't keep up with them, you get run over. Not to say that I go 100 miles an hour, I most definitely don't. I'm not doing that. I'm not comfortable with that. I do not go 100 miles an hour, but you really have to watch. Now I don't have to worry. Austin can drive it. He's a better driver than I am anyway. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed this. Us just talking about how we kind of feel about the house and future plans and whatnot. We're just really happy that Austin has moved in, and that we're able to see each other a lot more, and then we'll have to start thinking about a wedding. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you at the next video.
See you guys.
Katie's calling. It's kind of... You're such a goof. You're so silly. Yeah, it was a dead skunk over there. I seen it.
Driving in the south, you smell skunks.
True.
Turn at the big rocking chair.
I'm watching that cop sitting there, and I'm like, what's that cop doing? Hamburg.
Hamburgersuppe.
That's what it said.
Hamburguesa.
Something like this.